Hi, I'm Gecko, and this is the Overwatch League Week 2 recap. Since this is the first video on this channel, I should probably explain briefly what the Xbox Overwatch League actually is. The XOL is 8 amateur Overwatch teams who are competing across 4 stages to qualify for the Grand Finals, just like the Overwatch League on PC. Hopefully there'll be another video soon on this channel explaining this in further detail, but for now, we'll move on. This is what the league looked like before the week started. C4 and Carnage on top of the league after winning their first games 4-0, followed closely by Impulse and Sam in Flames filling the 3rd and 4th spots. Then we have Exile and Reborn, who both lost their first game, tied for 5th. Filling in the last 2 spots we have TBM and Mint. Both these teams were 4-0'd first time out and will be looking to prove themselves here on in. The games that happened this week were as follows. Carnage taking on C4 in a much anticipated match since both teams are yet to lose even a single map. Exile versus Mint, 2 teams yet to win and both with something to prove. And finally, Sam in Flames versus Impulse, yet another interesting prospect since both teams are undefeated currently, or were. Unfortunately, due to some organisational difficulties, the TBM versus Reborn Knights game has been postponed until further notice. Let's start with the C4 versus Carnage game. This game finished 4-0 to C4 in what was a dominant performance by the league leaders, so congratulations to them. They still haven't lost a single map, and that brings their map differential all the way up to +8, which is very impressive, and they're definitely the team to beat right now. The Impulse Sam in Flames game finished 3-1 to Impulse, who go 2-0 for the season thanks to a dominant Pharah Mercy combo, taking control of the later maps. Sam in Flames did manage to take a 1-0 lead in this game, but in the end Impulse proved too good this week and gave them the first loss of the stage. Finally, we have Exile versus Mint. This was probably the game of the week, in my opinion, as it finished 3-2 and was just extremely close all the way through. This was the only 5th round tiebreaker that we've had so far this season, and Mint came through with the victory after a tough first week, losing 4-0 to C4. That was all the games this week, and this is what the table looks like so far. C4 Overwatch sit in first place with a +8 map differential. They are followed closely by Impulse Esports, the only other undefeated team in the league. In equal 3rd place we have Carnage and Sam in Flames, both with a 1-1 record and a map differential of 0. Closely following in 5th with a 1-1 record and map differential of -3 is Mint. Just behind them in 6th spot there is Reborn Knights, who still have an 0-1 record after having their game postponed this week. In 7th place, the only 0-2 team in the league, Exile. Finally, taking the last spot in the league, we have TBM, who sadly also could not play this week. With all that said, here are the fixtures for next week. Exile will be looking for an upset against league leaders C4 as they take them on next week. Carnage will take on Reborn Knights in what should be a close game. Mint takes on Sam in Flames in another close matchup as both 1-1 teams look to make their record positive. And finally, TBM will also be looking to cause an upset against the undefeated Impulse Esports. Before I end off, I should make it clear that this is only the first video, and the quality and content will hopefully improve over time. It's been a while since I've made any video like this, so you will just have to bear with me for a bit. For example, I'd like to add gameplay. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any. I just had no access to the games this week. Hopefully next week I can rectify that and we can have some gameplay in the background instead of just badly made tables. That said, if there is anything you'd like to see, then just let me know in the comments or message me or whatever it may be, and I'll try and add it in for next week. That's all for this week's recap. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in week 3 of XOL.